And now the news, and we start off with the Porsche Cayenne because they've revised it, come up with a new one. It's got new prices, new bits and pieces, new engines. But the most important thing, of course, about the Cayenne is it's never been the best-looking car, has it? Really?
No, not even slightly.
Well, we can only assume that this new one still isn't exactly the best-looking car because, well, here's the official photograph that Porsche sent out for us to look
I can hear the discussion that the photographer had, actually, with the director. He said, is the light good for you? And he said, no, there still is some.
Yes, exactly.
Now, hey, you know that young Russian business kid who bought TVR a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a picture of him here at a business meeting.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
There.
Didn't he close down the factory in Blackpool and make everyone redundant?
Exactly. Well, it turns out that all the TVR owners have decided that they're going to throw a party for the workers who've all been made redundant. The party, dubbed Thunderball, will include a buffet dinner. How much do I not want to go to that? Bar, disco and live band.
Wow, a TVR band! So they'll play presumably really loud, really fast, and then burst into flames.
Here's some news. You know the hot Renault Clio? It was a really fast one. They've done an even hotter one, OK? It's called the R27. It's got a lower, stiffer chassis. We've got a photograph of it here, OK? Now, these are the 4 Renault Formula 1 racing drivers, OK, for this year. Now, this chap, OK, the new one, he really likes this car. He's very excited by it. He's very, very excited.
Whoa! He's really pleased to see it, isn't he? Really pleased. What I love as well, if you look around, the other guys who clearly spotted the problem, well, you could hardly miss it, could you? Are all very embarrassed. Don't look.
You see this? OK, I got this photograph from a French website. The actual official photograph that was sent to us by Renault. Let me show it to you. Look, they said, go and stand behind the car, man. It's embarrassing.
But they're all racing drivers. Couldn't they have lent him a crash helmet to hold in the appropriate way?
It was his crash helmet that caused the problem in the first place. Oh, now, news from the Director of Public Prosecutions, who I discovered in the paper this week is called Ken something or
Not
other.
called Ken.
Ken is the name of a man you borrow a stepladder from.
Yeah.
Not the Director of Public Prosecutions.
Ken has announced that there's a whole raft of new motoring offences for which you can go to prison, OK? One of them is retuning your radio.
No, don't be stupid.
Seriously?
Well, what if the Archers comes on? Ooh. I can't listen to an episode of The Archers in the car without losing my temper and having a crash, deliberately, to end it.
Ken has decided that we will have to tolerate these things because you're not allowed to retune the radio. You're also not allowed to put lipstick on.
Again? What? No.
But get this one, you're not allowed now to be an undertaker.
What? Hang on, undertaker?
Are you an undertaker? You're an undertaker, you're going to prison. Ken says if you undertake someone...
Oh, hang on.
Well, I've always had a bit of a beef about this, because I reckon if you go past someone on the inside, there's room to do that. There was room for them to have got out of the way in the first place. Yeah. It's them. They're the ones who should be prosecuted. They can't find prisons to put paedophiles in, but they're going to be putting him in it for being an undertaker. It's ridiculous.
Well, actually, they can't find the paedophiles, because 300 have gone missing.
I know where they are. If you drive down the outside lane of a motorway now, not retuning the radio at 50 miles an hour, OK, you are immune from prosecution, OK? So it's the ideal place to go if you're being looked for by the law. So, therefore, anyone doing 50 in the outside lane of a motorway is a child molester.
Oh, no. Wow, that's amazing. You've used logic there. That's incredible.
Argue with that. Hey, now, can I just say, OK, it's been a while since we sat here as a group, as you know, so I thought it would be a good idea just to canter through a few of the good cars and bad cars we've driven while we've been off air. And I have to say, good cars, for me, Lexus. Particularly, actually, the GS, the one in the middle.
I'm with you.
The hybrid one, though. No, this one, OK? This looks like a normal car. Great thing is, OK, its batteries will only take you less than a mile, which means most of the time you're on the V6. You know, you're chewing fuel, you're warming the world up, everybody's happy, OK? It's very quiet, it's very fast, it's very, very comfortable. And, of course, you can drive it to London, do U-turns on Piccadilly all day long. Ken Livingstone can't charge you a penny. Brilliant car, that. It's a properly brilliant car, that. I'm going to put like a little 9-volt battery in a Hummer.
It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid.
I was very impressed, if I may be, by the Suzuki Swift Sport.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this is the most underrated... No, wait.
It's not going over well, mate. It's not going over well.
Before you all chime in, it's a small car, but, you know, I'm not a big fan of the new Mini. It's too big and lumpy and all the rest of it. That, I think, is the new Mini. Try it. You'll be amazed. It's brilliant, that car.
That is an order from him. Actually, to be honest, I quite like that as well.
I actually really did like the Volvo C30. I don't think I've gone mad, but it's a good-looking car, and you can get it with that 5-cylinder engine. It's basically, well, it's exactly the same one as in the Focus ST, the hot one.
Worst cars, no question for me. One of the top 5 worst cars I've ever driven, Volkswagen Golf GT. Yeah. No, seriously, it's got like a supercharged and a turbocharged engine, which is as smooth as falling downstairs while wearing leg calipers. Basically, if you tend to buy one of those, honestly, just work harder and buy the Golf GTI. There's a Top Gear top tip.
Good advice.
I was pretty disappointed. I hate to have to say this, Bentley Arnage T. Not the R, which is brilliant.
This is useful consumer advice for people in the north.
Well, actually... I'm sorry, it is, because the T has a bit more power and a bit more torque, and it's just enough to spoil it. If you stick with the R, which is a beautiful car, it costs £12,000 less, so you can buy a house.
For me, it was the Subaru Tribeca, which is it's an MPV, and technically it's not bad, but it's hideous, and it's a family car. So my kids were too terrified to get in it. Hated it. It's just, it is hideous.
Hey, now, Jaguar have made a concept car.
Well, not another one.
That's why they never make any money, isn't it? Because they just keep making concept cars all the time instead of just making cars that you can buy.
Oh, I know, they haven't understood that if you sell a car, you get money.
Yeah.
Anyway, this one, OK, they say, which we've got a picture of it here, OK, they say that is going to be the next S-Type. It'll look exactly the same as that.
Well, if that's true, that's fantastic news. It looks brilliant.
No, it does. I went to see it in the flesh the other day, and the designer was there, and he said, I assure you, the S-Type will look exactly like that. If that car comes out like that, I will cut my left leg off, beat myself to death with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do it. Make it. Just make it.
Now, if you're looking to spend between £20,000 and £25,000 on a coupe, your choice just became a lot more complicated. So, to see if we could help you out, the three of us have been to Scotland for a row.